everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big hello to all the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. This is part 2 on the little dinghy boat. Part 2 and final. So let's give it a look. I started this project only because a friend of mine who was doing a large fiberglass boat project a while ago gave me 3.5 gallons of resin, and he also gave me probably 40-50 pound box of matting and woven and the tools that you use for rolling it and stuff. And I've had that for a while, and so when I saw this little boat out at the dump all busted up, I said, you know what, I got all that resin and woven, and so I kept to that theme, which was to spend virtually no money on this thing. And just about everything I made and put on it is a repurposed item of some kind, with the exception of the nuts and bolts to hold the rub rail on. I had to buy those. Those were around $7, I think. And then the oar locks kind of look new, but they're not. They were new old stock. I've had them for a long time sitting around here in a package, and so I didn't buy those. Those were given to me a long time ago. So anyway, let's give it a look. I started this project and it came out pretty good. A lot of the dust and everything, I mean, just holy cow. Yep. Moo! Hey, for the rub rail on the dinghy, this is just no garden hose. But I liked this one. Hopefully you can see it. It has a red stripe. The whole length of the garden hose just on that one side. So that let me keep it nice and level going around the bow and everything. It gave me a permanent mark. And now, I tried using a regular drill bit to drill holes in this, and it would just catch the lining and stuff. There's like a stringy stuff in here and just make a mess. So I knew I needed a hole saw of sorts. I tried melting it, a hole in it, and that didn't look good either. So I knew I needed a hole saw, so I went down to try and buy one, and nobody made one small enough. So my answer to that was this guy. I just took a socket, I think it's a 1/2 inch, and I took my little Dremel die grinder and cut little toothes, put little nasty teeth all around it. Then I took it over to my bench grinder and beveled it, and it made it nice and sharp. Then I could take and put it on my deal, go to my red line, and that made a pretty nice hole. And then I could take my regular drill bit, drill through it, and then I put a stainless screw with a washer, and then drill a hole in the lip on the little boat, push that all through, and put a nylock, stainless nylock behind it. And that's how I made the rubber rail for it. It came out pretty nice. And I like that, like I said, that red line let me keep it nice and level going all the way around. So, it's a garden hose and a socket. By golly. Okay, there's my 30-minute boat oars. And this is the little trolley I made for the dinghy. Those uprights right there, the 2x4 uprights, those fit right just inside the runner boards that I glassed to the bottom of the dinghy. And the boat oars are just 2x2s that I had laying around. The wheels are off and the axles are off a pressure washer cart that had a bad pressure washer motor on it. And I just cut them off it like that and bolted them on. And then these little hook eyes and stuff I just had laying around, so then I run a ratchet strap across those. I'll be back.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Gently, gently, brothers, you know what I mean. Row your boat gently down the stream. Gently, gently, brothers, you know what I mean.
Okay, so there's the finished product. There's the cute little 2-horse Johnson. There's the little trolley I built for it. Like I said, those came off a pressure washer cart. And there's my repurposed garden hose rub rail. And like I said, these oar locks look brand new. If you look, there's some rust right here and stuff. They were in a package, but they were quite old. And there's my 2x2 oars. And if you look, there's some brand new brass screws right there holding my little D-ring or O-ring, whatever you want to call it. That's all brass. This is aluminum. These nuts and bolts here are stainless. All the hardware that I used on the rub rail, stainless. These screws, stainless. So it's either brass or stainless. The little bow, I just used a little piece of plywood to make that little bow plate there. Same with the seats, just plywood. Then I put in a couple little stiffener brackets, one on each corner and also on the bow, and that makes the whole thing a lot more rigid. There was the side with the most damage, where I did all the patching. Yeah, there's runs in that fiberglass stuff. I wasn't going too much for purdy as I was for stability, structural soundness, and just making it tough. So there it is. The oars, there's no polyurethane or anything on them. That's just tung oil and red paint. And then I use my little die grinder to cut the ribs there and the handles. So that's the finished product. It rides on that little cart nice. So now I got two, a Livingston and a this one. I haven't had a sign on this thing or anything, and I've had 4 people come by and ask me if I wanted to sell it. So, da ding. My ding-a-ling, I'm done playing with my ding-a-ling. I brought it home to give it a fix. Turned out to be a big pile of, oh, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I'm done playing with my ding-a-ling. I patched the holes, laid the glass. Turned out to be a big pain in the, oh, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I'm done playing with that ding-a-ling. You understand? So that's a wrap on this cute little rowboat. So I hope you enjoyed the vid, and thanks for watching.